Hey folks, how you doing today? It's Retro Day today in the flesh. Yeah, that's right, I'm here. How you doing? So today I have this controller, and what does it look like? It looks like a Sony PlayStation clone, and then I have this. This is the GD10 Retro Stick. How retro is it? Believe it or not, you can have 30,000 games. That's right, 30,000. Wah wah wee wah, I would say. Or I would say, I think I'm a-fallen in love. And you can even bump it up higher and get 40,000 games. And this is all because of NovaBlend Bazaar. How bizarre, how bizarre. No, not the OMC, but it is bizarre that we can clone all this. You get all the controllers, 2 of them, and they're wireless. And you get this stick where you're just going to put that in the back of your TV, HDMI. And then you have the USB plug in the back. And then you have the thumb drive for the wireless control, and you're good to go. And this is a 4K TV you can plug it into, so it's going to be full screen. It's not going to be a bad clone with bad music and distorted sound and, you know, all that. You're getting arcade games, Nintendo games, Genesis, Sega, Atari, Commodore 64, the Coleco handhelds, Sony PlayStation, N64. You're getting Mr. Do, Pac-Man, Paperboy. You're getting everything. It's barrels of fun. Wait, that's from Donkey Kong. And you get Donkey Kong. So I'm going to show you what it's all about. And if you purchase it, I will put a link in the description below, which will save you 10% if you use my promo code, the Retro Day promo code, I would say. So let's dive into it on the big screen TV and show you what it's all about. Okay folks, so now that it's fired up and we're ready to go, you can see that this is going to be incredible. And again, this one has 30,000 games. You can get the one with 40,000 games. It's just ridiculous how many games and consoles you get. So we start with the PlayStation Portable. We got the Sega Naomi, which I never even heard of, homie. We got the Nintendo DS, we got the Nintendo 64, and if you see at the very top, dead center up top, 146 games, Nintendo 64, PlayStation 58 games, Arcade Classics 953, so that's where the totals are, and some have thousands. It's crazy, like Super Nintendo, 1,232 Super Nintendo games. Nuts. You got the Game Boy Advance with the Yoshi, the Sega Mega Drive, which is Sega Genesis. Again, you'll see like some of these might look, you know, the Japanese or the USA version, so they have both names. There's the classic Nintendo, ranking 3,816 games. Game Boy Color, Neo Geo Pocket Color, Sega Game Gear. So we got, you know, the small handheld consoles in here. We got the Family Computer Disk System, which is interesting. I'm not too familiar with that, but we will look into it. We got the Sega 32X, the Sega Master System, one of my favorite consoles. I would probably have to say Nintendo, Sega Master System, and then Atari are my 3 favorite systems ever. We got the MSX2, don't even know what that is. Atari Lynx, Atari 7800, Amstrad, don't know that either. I think that's like classic, maybe computer game type stuff. Atari 5200, Atari 800, Atari ST, 2,847 games. That might be the computer games. I'm not sure with Atari. Atari, I think, originally had a home computer back in the day. But there is no Atari 2600, surprisingly, and I did like Atari's 2600. Atomiswave. Look at that. Classic Commodore 64. 4,978 games. Remember Commodore 64? You know, you had... Well, we'll go into all the games, but let me just take a peek in here, guys, because I got to show you. And again, this shows you all the games. To the right, you actually get the screen picture. You can have your favorites at the top, 1942. They're all in alphabetical order. You can zoom past them if you hold it down. It's just endless. But I remember like Ghetto Blaster, Last Ninja. So many classic games, but this is just, you know, ridiculous. All the games you get. All the consoles. These are all MAME. You know, these are pretty realistic, authentic. They're not really off. The picture quality, the sound. I mean, we'll get into all that. They really are impressive, to say the least. But let's go back. Again, if you see the very bottom, you can, you know, A, select, B, back. X is to mark your favorite. Y is to do a super search. We got FB Alpha, not familiar with that. MSX, Odyssey, wow. Classic Odyssey. I remember back in the day, my friend Mikey Ray had Odyssey. I had the Atari, he had the Odyssey. I was like, wow, what is this? It was a very classic system, maybe like 1979. And I think Atari, it was probably actually before that. I think Atari was 79, but he had Odyssey. His father got him that. And it was just different, and different joysticks, kind of neat. There's the Vectrex, guys. We can actually play the classic Vectrex games. And then we got Nintendo Hacks, 1975, great year. Regular Game Boy, even Game & Watch. There's Donkey Kong Jr., Virtual Boy, Openbor, Neo Geo Pocket. I thought we already saw that. No, the Pocket and then Pocket Color. Sega CD, Dreamcast, only 2 games for that. Genesis 890, Sega SG-1000, that was a system before the Master System. We got Sinclair, all the games. Again, I said 30,000, it's actually 35,516. All your favorites that you saved, and they do give you some pre-favorites, but let's just start with the favorites. Maybe we'll show you like how it looks. Like these are favorites from any system, and some of these they just, you know, they're just added, but you can just get rid of them. But you know, they're all going to be like favorites from different systems. You know, pretty cool. Car Chase, James Bond. You know, I don't know some of these games. All-Star Tennis, All-Star Baseball. But they should show my favorites, so it would take 200 to go through. I had some favorites in the arcades, but you know, I'm just showing you some random ones from different. There we go. We got a Castlevania right there. 2 Castlevanias. I didn't realize the Castlevania games are like first perspective now. Is that what they call it? When you're kind of like right there. Clay Fighter, Doom, classic Doom. Dr. Mario. We got ECW Revolution. That's Mike Awesome. He was awesome. Yeah, N64, all these different consoles and games. It's ridiculous. It's just mind-blowing. There's Nintendo Kart, Nintendo Party Time, Mega Man. So a lot of these favorites, they included the N64s. But again, we can throw any of ours that we want. So let me go into the arcades. Actually, you guys probably want to see PlayStation. Not a lot of PlayStation, but it's cool just to have some of the PlayStation games. And again, this is smooth, guys. The move through all this, it's just really easy to navigate. There's Crash Bandicoot, which was a big game. Dead or Alive. What other games do I know and did I play? There we go. Contra game. Castlevania. Pepsi Man. Pepsi made their own video game, apparently. There's another Crash game. There's a few of them. That's good. Die Hard Trilogy. Second Grand Theft Auto. Never played that one. I played some of the originals. I guess mostly 3. And Vice City, which is incredible. But we actually get one of them on here. There's a Mega Man 16. Is that what number they were up to? Mega Man Battle. Mortal Kombat 4. I actually had that back in the day on PlayStation. That's pretty cool. Obviously, the original 3 are awesome. So it's cool to get the 4th one. That was respectable. Pretty fun. Now we got an R-Type game. R-Type Delta. I'm liking that. And again, all in alphabetical order. So easy to go through. These were actually cool. I actually still have this. Street Fighter EX plus Alpha. We actually get 2 of them. That was actually a great game. There's a Strider. There's some of the other classic fighting games like Tekken 2, 3, Electric Boogaloo. Actually, I said that wrong and out of order. But that's pretty cool, guys. So we got some Sonys to play. Oh, so this is how it looks when you first turn it on. And they give you a little promotional. And it's loading. I guess I probably hit the wrong button on the joystick. No, it's actually loading the game. Which we don't want to play that game. But if you hit start and select, I guess now I'm going to teach you. You hit start and select on the controller. You can resume the game. You can restart the game. You can save where you're at. You can load that save state. I guess if you got cheat codes, disk control, and then close content, which that's what we're going to do because we want to get to the main menu. So we'll close that. And Empire Storm is, I guess, who makes, what do you call it? The operating system maybe, or has all the ROMs on it. So we got to hit the B for back. Here's the arcade classics. You guys hear that little beep? I don't think I heard that before, but now we hear it. Arcade Classics 953. This is what I like the most, guys. Here's some of my favorites. 720. Top 5, top 10 all-time arcade game for me. I'll go again. You need that special controller, so it's very difficult. Same with Crossbow, although you can actually move the controller, you know, to show the little area to hit them. But I love those two games. By the way, on a side note, I wish Arcade 1-Up would make a Crossbow game. We have the Donkey Kong, which plays great. iRobot, which I love. Indiana Jones Temple of Doom, another one of my favorites in the arcade. Classic Mr. Do. And these are all the stars. So again, I favored these. They start right at the top. Peter Packrat. I used to love playing this at a local 7-Eleven. And these are full screen, guys. You know, there's only a few that are not full screen. But again, this is 4K, 4K TV, 4K gaming. So it's going to take up the whole screen and be in incredible picture quality. Classic Phoenix. So these games would be vertical. They wouldn't take up the whole screen. But again, the ones that were, you know, horizontal, you know, they will take up most of the screen. Raston, love that. Rolling Thunder, love that. Spy Hunter, unfortunately, doesn't play right because you need the foot pedal and stuff. But maybe I can work on that. You can change some configurations. Haven't had time on that yet. Xenophobe, wow, incredible game. And again, this comes with 2 controllers, so you can play with your friends. Zookeeper, another classic game. And then again, all these other games. I'll just go through some and show you guys what you get. But this is just endless, guys. It's ridiculous. You know, I don't know. It's mind-blowing. Is that the right word? Because I haven't come up with the right word yet. Altered Beast, great game. Amador, classic arcade game. Arch Rivals, used to love that in the arcade and even for NES. Got the classic Asteroids and Asteroids Deluxe. So maybe we'll show you some of the Nintendo games too. There's Bad Dudes, that was a great game. But it's almost like, you know, how long can I show you guys because it's endless. But we'll just open up Nintendo to show you. You know, Elevator Action, love that game. That's not the picture, Elevator Action though. Super Mario Brothers. Classic 10-yard fight. I guess they tried to make a Street Fighter game, but I didn't really play many Nintendo games except maybe a couple, but they're all here. I mean, we have over 1,000, I think it said, of the NES games. Afterburner, Afterburner 2. So I'll just hold the joystick down and go through these because it's just incredible. Maybe you guys want to screenshot these or go through them and you'll see, you know, all the Castlevanias, the C's, you know, Donkey Kong's Double Dragon, Excite Bike. I mean, now I'll slow down maybe a little bit. I think I went too quick and that's why it's not showing the screenshots. Maybe it's got to catch up. I don't know. I could use some ketchup. I got to make a turkey hot dog maybe a little later. That's a story for another day. But all these awesome games. It's ridiculous. So what else, guys? Should we play games? And again, I just played it by accident. And I don't even know what game this was. Goonies for NES. But I don't want to show you guys that one. So let's back out of this. Close content. And let's see what we see. I guess we will go into the arcade because that's what I was playing recently. You know, maybe I can do a second video if you guys want. If you want to pick some games you want me to see. You want to see. But let's go into this and play a game or two. So we'll go back to the top. Yeah, that's what happens when you move too quick. The screenshots don't show. When you take your time, you can see they're all showing. That's what I believe. I only got this recently. Oh yeah, that is what happens. When you hold it down, it's too quick. And then when you take your time, so that makes sense. Alright, so what game do we want to play, guys? How about just a classic Phoenix game? How's that sound? We'll show you how a classic Phoenix game looks on this incredible console, multiple console systems. And I have to admit that the very tippy top of the screen and the bottom do cut off slightly. You can see we're missing above where it will say high score. And I did tell them about this, and they are working on it to see if there's any options for the user to adjust the screen accordingly. It's not for all the games, but it is for some. So it's not awful, but sometimes it will cut off slightly at the top or the very bottom. But it doesn't affect the gameplay at all, and that's what I'm mostly interested in. This is the classic Phoenix. Alright, so now I gotta get serious. It's hard to play and record. So let me try and play the game without looking at the video screen, and you can see me kick butt. But I remember playing this at a local pizza shop with my family all the time. Before we got pizza, we would play this in the good old 80s, which I love. And this was such a fun game. It's cool. You got the force field. And if you remember, you get to the last stage. I guess I probably used to call him like the boogeyman. He had that humongous spaceship. There we go. See, now it definitely gets harder, and if you don't shoot these eggs, then they become big birds. And they're, trust me, they're not like the Sesame Street Big Bird. They're not nice. Outsmart him for a second with the force field, killed 2 of them. Alright guys, well I'd like to show you the very final stage, which is after this, so... I got one guy left. No, I don't have one guy left to do it. But let's move on, show you guys another game. And it does actually save the high scores, which is pretty cool. Oh, I didn't check the next day on the reset, but I'm assuming that they probably be saved. How about Peter Packrat? You guys want to see Pete? Good old Peter Packrat. And this was an original Atari arcade game. Atari made, I think, the best arcade games. 720. I can't remember all. Peter Packrat. What else did they make, guys? I can't think right now, but Atari made so many great games. And again, you see, if you hit the select button, it makes like the quarter noise that you're putting it in a slot. And look, it takes up the whole screen. So we're good to go, you know? It's not like those old original clones where it's grainy or you can only play in the middle of the screen. Like, we're getting the full screen. Love the sounds. So we got jump. And we got shoot. So the object of this game, if you never played it, is you gotta get all the shiny stuff, so to speak. All the jewelry, all the gems. That's what Peter likes. You gotta watch out for the doggies. You gotta watch out for that fly. But you can shoot the objects, and then look, now I can fly with them. And he dropped me on the doggy. So this is a game I'm great at, and I obviously didn't show you too much, but that is what happens when you're talking and playing and recording. But again, I just want to show you how these games look, because they look awesome. And that reminds me of the dog from Tom and Jerry, by the way. And we got to bring all the stuff back to our home. because that's where we pack all the stuff for Peter. Now it gets a little scary, guys, because we got rats, bats, and a lot of crazy stuff. So the best thing to do here is just get a couple pieces and put them back, because if you get killed, I was going to say if you get killed, you got to go back and get them again. Maybe I got to do another video another day when I actually play the game for real and just show you guys how good I am at all these games, because I'm probably going to look awful. So I'm trying to review this more so. You guys, bottle of wine, he's going to have a good night. He's got to get his can of tuna fish over here. And again, just popping in and out. Oh, I can hide from him. He's not going to get me in any of these tubes or air ducts. Water pipes, I guess that's what they are, water pipes. Alright, so maybe I'll just play until I die, which I knew that was coming. Seeing I got my name up, so now I guess we can see if my high score was saved. And I love this, just like in the arcade, you can save your name, D-A-Y. Retro Day. Oh, we gotta go the other way. I don't know, maybe the high scores will show after the countdown. You can continue on this game. You're gonna show me... Yeah, Great Rats of History, 14,000. You can see I was right there. On that gameplay I just showed you was only 4,000. So obviously I have done a lot better. Alright guys, I don't know. Should we show you one more game on another system? Because again, I could play this all day and then you'd be looking at a super long video. Let's go. Actually guys, I think this is already is like 20 minutes or 30 minutes. Well, I said I'd play another game. I don't know. Maybe I'll just show you. It's just endless. I wanted to show you a Nintendo game. Now I'm showing you all the systems again because there's just so many. Maybe I haven't played Super Mario Bros. In a long time, so maybe I can play that and show you guys how bad I am since I haven't played it in decades. Obviously I could beat this game back in a day even without any warp zones, but you can see how, you know, the picture quality of the gameplay is legit. Again, I remember some of the clones, they just do not look... They do not look like the games. You know, the color is off, the sound is off, but not here. We are good to go. Because I haven't played this in so long. But this was definitely one of my favorite games. I missed the first up. Remember, guys, back there you could get a free first up guy. Oh. Alright, now I'm just trying to get through the level, I think. Should I get some turtle points? And normally I would try and discover everything, get all the money, all the coins. But we'll just play through it for old time's sake a little bit. Uh-oh, here we go. There we go, we got them both. Wish I could get a mushroom or a marshmallow or a star. Oh, that's actually it already, guys. And look, I fell off 400. But I mean, you know, to get games like this is just, this is incredible, guys. Alright, well I think that's about it for now, guys. If you have any questions or comments, let me know in the comments section. And I will put a link in the description where you guys can purchase this. And there will be a promo code where you guys can save a small percentage. You would just put that in the cart, you know, the Retro Day promo code. So I'll put a link to purchase this system, and I will also answer any questions or comments you have. If you can give this video a thumbs up, if you can subscribe, I would appreciate it. And let me know if you have this too, how much you enjoy it. Because this is great. And I would like to know some of your favorite games that you guys are playing on this, or what games you're looking forward to replaying. But again, this is so impressive. I'm so glad I have this. It's worth its weight in power pellets. Would that be the correct word? Or worth its weight in coins? I guess if it was Super Mario Brothers. But yeah, guys, I guess that's it. And remember, make your day a retro day, I always say.